Hi guys, Vincent van Genechten again. I'm going to do a second Juventus match review and also talk about a little about the Mercato ending, which enters its last 2 days, and Juve are still keen to make some moves. But first, let's start with the Juventus Lazio game. Um, it wasn't the best Juventus performance. The performance against Fiorentina was much better, in my opinion. That it was also due to Lazio. Allegri chose once again to leave Pjanic out because he's not fully fit. Higuain was again on the bench. Bonucci wasn't there. Let's hope his son is okay and gets healthy again. But Allegri played the 3-5-2 again, of course, with Benatia at the back, at the right side, because Barzagli played in the middle, which was a odd choice in my opinion. Of course, even Chiellini could play in the middle because the Juve back three are pretty versatile to work with, but I felt Benatia could have been, or I expected Benatia to start in the middle in place of Bonucci and Barzagli to stay on his right side. Well, they kept a clean sheet, so I can't comment on it. But it was an choice. Just wanted to say that. Lemina again in midfield. Again, he didn't have a killer game, but he once again improved from last week. His passing was decent, which is the point, or the skill that he has to work on the most. He did his thing in midfield. He isn't Marquisio, which no one expects him to be, and he played a better game than the last one. So hopefully the Sassuolo game in 2 weeks will be even better for Lemina, so he's making progress, and that's what you want to see from him. Next up in midfield, Asamoah, who worked his ass off again. It's very fun to see him fit again. He was very good, my man of the match against Fiorentina. He was very good again now. Maybe offensively a bit less impressive, but yeah, Samoa played this game. Very useful player. Then Khedira, of course, who is my man of the match this time. He scored his second goal in his second game. When he is fit, he is shown to be the best, or one of the best box-to-box midfielders in Europe, so in the world. He's great at finding spaces. He's at timing his runs forward, like you saw with the goal against Fiorentina, and now with the goal against Lazio after a Dybala pass. I believe there are only two players who can rival Khedira at this position, and at the box-to-box players who score on a regular basis due to the fact that they find space easily, and those are Ivan Rakitic from Barcelona and Arturo Vidal, of course, from Bayern. But Khedira belongs in that top three, and maybe even if he's fully healthy, he could be the number one in that regard. So let's hope he stays healthy, because of course he's the man of glass. But for now, he's been awesome for Juve. Then up front, Dybala once again, and I want to show you a heat map of him, which is from Who Scored. Like you can see on the right side are the light blue dots, which are the dots or the places on the pitch where Dybala played most, or ran, or had the most touches. And you can see that, I'm going to put it right here, you can see that Dybala had the most touches in the circle of midfield. So that is not what is supposed to happen. He also had a lot of touches on the right side, up the pitch, which of course is his position, where he works his magic. But he once again, like against Fiorentina, he dropped back a lot to demand the ball and try to create from there, which is of course a consequence from not having Marquisio, not having Pjanic. You can't expect a Asamoah, Lemina, Khedira midfield to be very creative. They just aren't that type of players. Even Khedira isn't very creative. So the problem is in that the consequence is that Dybala has to drop back to demand the ball, to ask the ball, because he wants to create. He also feels that the midfield can create a lot of chances, and he wants to create them themselves, um, which of course is a good thing. It shows Dybala is reading the game, that he's willing to work to get Juve goals, but it's not ideal for Dybala to play back that much, back so far on the pitch, because he should play a lot higher on the pitch, which was also the fact against Fiorentina. So let's hope Pjanic, of course, will be back against Sassuolo, which makes Dybala play more up front and use energy to create plays from his right side and not dropping back to the midfield, where he's been the last two games. So, and then some word on Mandzukic. He was once again the least impressive player on the pitch. It seems he did have a very good relationship and chemistry with Dybala last season, but for some reason it hasn't worked this season. I'm not sure why. Is it because Pogba is gone? I'm not sure. I can't find a reason why Mandzukic and Dybala haven't clicked, because they clicked in pre-season, but they haven't done it against Fiorentina and now against Lazio. Mandzukic has worked hard again, but he had a passing accuracy of 36%. So he hasn't proven at all why he should start over Higuain. And I believe Higuain will start against Sassuolo, because he's got 2 weeks now to get to that or near that 100% fitness. So I feel Higuain will start from now on, because Mandzukic has been very poor so far this season. It's also fun to see Marco Piaccia make his debut, and he almost scored a goal in the latter stages of the game. I saw him get the ball and I was like, man, let's show the world what you're made of. And he dribbled his, I'm not sure who the defender was, but it could be Patrick, who was substituted, or who substituted Jordan Lukaku, the Belgian, of course, who played a very good game in my opinion. He he faced Dani Alves a lot, and I believe he kept him in check for most of the game he played. So very good to Jordan Lukaku. But Piaccia got the ball and he dribbled his defender like he wasn't there, and then the shot was to it. It was at center of the goal, so Marchetti had the ball, but I was like, man, this Piaccia dude could be gold for you if he gets the chance to play. So especially if we're gonna play a 4-3-3 formation, if he's coming from the wing, it feels like Piaccia will be very good. So then something about the Mercato. We read a lot of reports today and this week that Axel Witsel is finally, after years hunting him, is finally going to come to Juventus. If you ask me the question, do I like this? Would I like this move? And my answer would be fuck yes. Sorry for my language, but I've seen Witsel rise through the ranks at Standard Liège in Belgium. He was part of their magical team, very strong team with Fellaini also in there, and Stephen Defoe, who's now at Burnley, um, who had a very good team, won 2 titles in Belgium, and I've always felt he's a massively talented and good midfielder. Um, I've always liked him. I feel he's amazing on the ball. You just can't, if he's got the ball, you can't take it away from him. Um, I feel in Belgium only Moussa Dembele of Tottenham is better at that. But he's very good on the ball. He doesn't lose balls. He's not a great passer. So I hope, but I'm confident that Allegri won't use him as a regista because we've got Marquisio and Pjanic. That is not his best position. He's been forced to play it at Belgium for Belgium, the Belgium national team, at times, which made him struggle, which were so he can't play that. It isn't his best position at all. But if you use him as a 8 in midfield, even a 6 if a defensive midfielder, or a 8 in box to box midfielder, which is his best position, he can be very good. He scored a very cool goal against Ireland at Euro 2016, which was typically Witsel in my opinion. When Witsel is at his best, he is Khedira, and if you can get that player, considering Khedira is very injury prone, considering Asamoah is very injury prone, considering Marquisio is very injury prone, considering Asamoah and Lemina will leave for the Africa Cup in January, I believe we should just go out and get Witsel. We've been hunting him for years, so Juve management believes in Witsel. I like it very much. He could add a lot of quality. Is he a star player? No, he isn't. But he's a very good, decent midfielder that will make Juventus midfield better. And that, in the end, is the target when you get a new player. It's the goal to make the midfield the team better, and he will add a lot of quality to Juve's team, to Juve's midfield. Especially his pace, his technical gifts. He's like a I can't compare him to anyone else than Khedira. He's a bit that slow-mo pace, but the timely runs, the decent passing, the not a very creative player, but very technically gifted, and just the fact that when you ask him something to do, he'll do it. If you ask him to guard some player, if you ask him to guard Banega against Inter, he'll do it. If you ask him to go to make run forwards, to play forward, because the big critique on Witsel here in Belgium mostly is that he passes too laterally and not enough forward. But if you ask him to pass forward, he will do it. He's a very task-oriented player. He's a player who listens to his coach, and that is he's a winner also. I believe, just in summary, I believe he's got everything that is necessary to play at Juventus, and he will be a very good addition if they do it. And I believe they will do it because Zenit has to sell if they don't want to lose him for free. So, and Juve have an agreement with him to get Witsel next summer for free. So I believe they will close the deal for 80 million plus bonuses or something, or 20 million. And I believe he's very worth it. He's 27 now, so he's entering his peak. So there's that. 6 points after 2 games. Home game against Fiorentina, away game against Lazio. Very good results. We go into the international break now. I hope to see something new from Ventura with Italy against France and against Israel. he didn't select a lot of new guys. I'm not sure why. Montolivo, De Rossi, Barolo, Eder, Pele are still there. But I'm excited to see Belotti, who's been on fire in Serie A, even missing 2 penalties. He would have had 5 goals in 2 games, so I'm really excited to see him. And then get back to Juve, who face Sassuolo without Berardi, which is a shame, of course. But then again, Juve should just get that third win in a row against a very good Sassuolo team who've been very good this season. But it's an exciting start, a very good start. So let's keep it up. Forza Juve.